Hi, my name's Lex Love, and I am a neurodivergent single mother to an autistic child and an English pointer mix. And we are going to be starting off 2026 with an eviction. So I just wanted to tell a little bit about my story, how we got into this mess, and what we plan on doing about it. So I want to document this whole year moving forward. But first, tell the story from, let's say, the best way I know how, which is backwards. So yesterday I was door dashing and I took a break to find this email. The email is saying that they're going to take my car. Now, the problem with that is if they take my car, I don't have any way to make money at all whatsoever. So if I can't make money, I can't make the rent. I didn't realize how far behind I have gotten. So I gave them a call, told them I'd pay $50 every single day until it was paid off. And she couldn't give me a definitive time to when they would be taking my car. And it would just be so bad. It would be like a downhill slide because I already had to use Flex last month in order to pay my rents. I had almost gotten it. And it turns out it was $1,775 behind. And I just turned the dash back on and kept dashing until like a little past 1. So really late last night. And the whole time I'm thinking about crunching the numbers and everything like that. There was no way that I was going to be able to do both. So usually I can pay the first part of my rent and then child support comes through and then I can pay the second part of my rent, but he's not paying. And it was my daughter's birthday on the 20th. So I had to do something. I took her to Build-A-Bear and Chuck E. Cheese and then her favorite Raising Cane's. And we aren't doing anything for the holidays. So I had a really tough decision to make. And I decided we aren't going to pay the rent. And the next decision was, what are we going to do from here? I've already decided I want to leave. I don't want to be here anymore. And here are the reasons why. And there's several. And I've actually been praying for a way to get out of here. If God would just plop some money on me to be able to get out of my lease. So here we go, starting from the soonest and just walking our way back. So since day one, I've been having issues. Let's just start with the most crucial, my safety. And it's the most recent problem. So initially I started to notice that there was claw marks on the door. It looks like somebody's been trying to use a cat's paw to get into my place. We have no furniture. I haven't been able to afford furniture. Things just keep on happening. I mean, I've been wanting to have a stable place and have a safe place for a long time.
Times are hard. People can't afford to get a place, furnish that place, and keep up with the payments to keep that place. Family, you already know what to do, and if you're brand new too, thumbs up this video so YouTube can push this content out. Smash subscribe to join the tribe, and ring the post notification bell as well.
We just had to evict a tenant from our single family house right here that owes us $20,081.20. We just had to evict a tenant from our single family house right here that owes us $20,081.21. Let's go check out what the condition is. So this tenant moved in about a year ago and they never paid us rent except for the initial first, last, and security. We tried working with them, set up multiple payment arrangements, and they kept failing. Unfortunately, that's why it took this long to actually get them evicted. And here we go. Let's see how our property looks. We did try working with them even at the last minute, allowed them to grab more stuff. So hopefully we'd have less of trash out, but looks like we still have quite a bit of trash. Some damages to the walls. I mean, the trash out, even looking on the back porch, we have all that stuff on the wall here from the doorknob. We just renovated this too before we had moved them over in here. So the good news is the cabinets for the most part look in pretty good shape. The freak? The door's off the hinges. Like, what the heck? Basement. Jesus. This is why I generally hate giving basement access. This is... What did they come and grab? They left so much stuff. So, being a landlord, no easy thing. You know, so that's why we share from our good and bad experiences. And this one, unfortunately, is a bad one.
Is it me or does that house look depressing? I wouldn't want to live there. There aren't even covers over the lights. That tenant knew exactly what they were doing, not paying. That was their plan. Get in there and stay as long as they can without paying. Him being the nice landlord that he is, he tried to work something out. That was where he messed up at.
Okay, here we go again, guys. This is a walkthrough after a extended Airbnb guest decided to stay. We always let them book off the platform after they've stayed a while. Sometimes they just need a lease or whatever. These particular people, this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. They were paying $3,400 a month. Nothing extravagant, $3,400 a month, basic 3-bedroom, 2-bath, kind of off the Camp Bowie area. So it was a nice area. They did not take care of this. I guess they got to where they couldn't pay or didn't want to pay or whatever, and the eviction was coming. And this is exactly how they left it, which really doesn't make sense to me. Like, why they would do this, I don't know. Maybe that's why they were living in an extended Airbnb. I'm not really sure. But it stinks. They had pets. They smoked in here. It's gross. But it's part of it. It is what it is. And this is why I rent to people. I do rent to people fully furnished houses. I'm a little bit more expensive than the traditional house, but this is why. Sometimes I charge deposits. Sometimes I don't. I don't do credit checks.
And that's why, because you're probably wondering, why would somebody pay that much? Because there's no credit check. It's an Airbnb. And this had to be somebody that they've recently had an eviction put on their credit. They got evicted recently and they can't get a new place to stay in their name. So they had to go the Airbnb route, or they would be in a hotel. It has to be something like that because they're actually paying more than the rent. But when you can't rent, then you got to go where you can go.
It's fully furnished and all bills paid. This is the first bathroom, actually. I mean, it's really, they just left a bunch of trash everywhere. It is funky. It is going to need a deep clean. It's probably going to need a trash haul off. I mean, they literally left so much stuff. And why, I really don't know. Here's the kitchen. I think the kitchen's probably the worst of it. Only because it just has the most stuff in it. They literally did not clean nothing in here. And then obviously the fridge is just gross. And they were only here for like 3 months, literally. I want to say they actually rented one of my other properties for like 4 or 5 months, which is really weird because they left it in top-notch condition. Like, there was nothing wrong with it. I moved them to this property, which was even nicer, and they booked, I think, a month on Airbnb, and then we let them book outside of Airbnb. That's how the $3,400 a month came. We also didn't charge late fees or anything like that. Pretty much just let them pay as long as the $3,400 was paid during the month. This is actually the master bedroom. It's like they just left a bunch of crap everywhere. It was just gross. Like, I don't know why they did this, but they definitely won't be renting from me again at any of my properties. Let's see. Here's the bathroom. And this is such a cute property. Like, it's so cute. Decorated cute. And when I say fully furnished, I mean even down to the silverware.
We get it. It's an Airbnb. Of course it's fully furnished. They always fully furnish Airbnbs. I think these people probably fell on hard times. They couldn't afford to live there anymore. And that's just how they were living the last 90 days. They weren't taking much care. When you're stressed, then that reflects in how clean you are for some people. They're probably stressing out trying to come up with the money. So this is why this time they weren't so clean. They weren't taking care of themselves, health-wise, or the house more than likely. They weren't prioritizing either. That's just my take on it. That's just what I think. That's what makes the most sense to me, especially when the first unit was clean and then they upgraded. If this one is more expensive, that means they thought they could afford it, but clearly they could not. Now, this eviction right here is coming from the Island Boys. Remember the Island Boys? They had a small window of what you would call fame. You know, these days it's considered fame. They went viral online for many of things, one being the twins kissing one another weird, but they were making good money at one point in time. But now, not so much.
Get out! You need to get out! You got evicted!
He's not paying rent, and we just filed a 2-day eviction notice on his property. The landlord's calling me. She's freaking out. His rent was due for the second month on the 18th of the month, which was the 18th of December, which was 10 days ago, and he did not pay the $5,000 for the monthly rent. Just pay us the rent.
Go pay your baby daddy's rent? Why the fuck would I do that? It's a creeper. Why the fuck would I do that?
I don't care what anyone thinks. I don't care if I'm getting judged. I don't care about none of that. At the end of the day, I'm gonna move. I mean, the second day they knew where I was at, so I'm moving.
He must have been doing all right recently if he could still afford $5,000 a month for rent. Not even mortgage, we're talking about rent. But look, let me know what y'all think about this video, family. Share in the comment section below. How do you feel about what's going on? I appreciate y'all for tapping in once again. Peace to my Hebrew fam. Shalom. I'll catch y'all on the next one.